I would like to try something that I've never seen before. I'm not lying. I've already had it done. This is something. Joe Biden is accused of a sexual aggression, and he's been demanded to renounce the presidential election. Tara Reid, who right now accuses Joe Biden of having sexually aggressed and assaulted her in 1993, has invited publicly Thursday this Democratic candidate to make one's retire by wrapping up one's bid for the White House. This news is right now the very highlighted because he's been above the rest of people to be on his way to the White House in recent polls. So following from the latest poll results, he's been on top to easily beat Donald Trump according to the latest poll numbers for the American presidential election. The campaign of the Democratic candidate continues to have a tarnished by this type of accusation, especially made by an actress whose name is Tara Reid. She has demanded Joe Biden to abandon the presidential election for this upcoming November. He is demanded to make his resignation by stepping down from his current position. He is a would-be nominee waiting for his confirmation in November. Technically in July. No, I'm not lying. This lady of a 56-year-old accuses the former vice president of Barack Obama to have sexually aggressed her. In the alcove of the American Congress in 1993, when he was a senator and when she worked for him to assist him as his assistant. She has declared this to multiple media channels, including New York Times and the Washington Post, that Joe Biden had blocked her by pinning her down on the wall, and he had pushed and slipped his hands inside her blouse and underneath her skirt. These accusations are denied by the Democratic candidate Joe Biden. In an interview realized by the former journalists from NBC and Fox News and Megyn Kelly, who has broadcast this on Twitter as a part of excerpts of the original video, Tara Reid addresses to Joe Biden and demands him to make his step down from the course. And she also demands that he should be held accountable for such an act. She is currently absolutely asking for his resignation by taking his step down. Yeah. I would love it if he does that, but I don't think he would do this. At least this accusator, as a plaintiff, has assured, estimating that he was a little bit too late for that he would be faced with that kind of excuses. That means, the actual take place of this accusation would it be slightly out of touch with the system because it's really too late and much retarded. Probably he would never accept this, and he would cite this as an excuse not to step down. Not really. I would have loved to see if he would take up the responsibility and he would have stepped down from his position, but he would not do it. This plaintiff has assured that, estimating that it was a little bit too late, that he would actually use this, present this as an excuse. Reacting to such declarations, the vice director of the campaign of Joe Biden, Kate Bedingfield, has already specified one's own stance on the issue. There are more and more incoherences that are emerging concerning the testimony perceived by the campaign. Ladies must be able to present and to share their stories with the worry of retaliation or prejudice. She has seconded that notion. Bedingfield has also advocated this notion. Meanwhile, we should not sacrifice the truth. We could not. There is no power in the grip of women, even though we're given a plentiful of freedom to abuse our power. That does not mean we can sacrifice the truth. The truth is that these allegations are wrong, and the documents that have been submitted and presented to support her stories, unless they are examined thoroughly, and if you ever actually look deeper into the case with the seriousness, they are only met with harsh critics because of the falsified fallacies. Because eventually they would prove their fallacies if those testimonies would be examined thoroughly. I don't really need to think about it. It's really easy. My first trial is very accurate. I don't really need to. She has declared, to multiple American channels, including New York Times and the Washington Post, that Joe Biden had truly blocked her way by pinning her down on a wall, and he had, slipped his hands underneath her blouse and her skirt. It's really easy. I don't need to. This lady of 56-year-old accuses the former vice president of President Barack Obama to have sexually assaulted her in the milieu of the Congress in 1993 when he was a senator while she was serving him as an assistant. It's really easy. No, I never hesitated in. Everything is really easy. I never actually repeated anything. So he's currently no, I'm not lying. I want to actually submit this. The first one, let me actually do this. No, I have never